Hello everyone, I'm Kallol and I'll first discuss about the task distribution and my contribution to our project. So initially we have been assigned project 7 and unfortunately that didn't turn up. So we have been assigned project 11 on the next week. On that week we have decided on the spokesperson and the share responsibilities. Next week I started working on work schedule and description of the project charter. Then on the next week I started working on purpose, scope, overview, process model of project plan. Then in next week I have worked on SRS in external interface requirements and non-functional requirements. Then in the next week I started working on SDS on architecture strategy, project architecture diagram and system design. Then I started working on the coding part where I tried to develop a prototype application using HTML5, CSS and building the application server in Node.js. Then last week it's mainly about wrapping up all these things, creating the video presentation and all the codes are pushed to GitHub. So let me go directly to the SDS document. So our project scope and requirements have already been discussed by my teammates. So I think this is our project architecture. As you can see, we have our project architecture. There are three layers. One is user interface layer, another is web server layer, and another one is application server layer. We are trying to develop a responsive web page so that it can be accessible from anywhere, from any system with only HTML5 browser compatibility, with having browser of HTML5 browser compatibility. Then it's expected to send a STL file to the web server, which will get all the STL file, process it and send it to application server, which will transfer it and transform it to a X3D file. The web server will again get it and produce a 3D model so that it can be displayed in the browser. And to give the details description which is in sync with this is this STL file, class file, STL advanced option and transforms are more like input files, which will be handled by manage input, which have methods like get uploaded files, assign colors and etc. And this X3D toolset is the main application of this, which will take input from this and create a X3D class X3D object as output. Now to go to the application demo, as I told you earlier that we developed our application in Node.js. So as you can see, we used a PM2 module for it and this server is running. So let me go directly to this application. This is deployed in my local host. So this is our application where user can upload STL files, multiple STL files and from his system, and this STL files are basically human body anatomy structures or so this structure names and anatomy names will be given, and user will have also access to provide corresponding color for different body structure. This STL files can be added multiple times, but on reach of maximum limits it will show you this message. User can have also put additional options here, and this he can also center the final model at 0, 0, 0 and rotate the model. On the right hand side, as you can see, this is the 3D model viewer. So the main scope of this project is divided into two parts. One is to transform from STL to X3D, another one is to display in X3D viewer. So in this prototype application we mainly focused on displaying this 3D viewer, and as you can see, this is a totally 3D viewer we developed in HTML5, and user will also have the option to export X3D and export translation. So this is it from our team, and thank you all.